This week, we'll be discussing the latest Star Wars news stories. Plus, we'll be talking about why bounty hunters are so important in the Star Wars galaxy. All this and more taking place in the Resistance HQ.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
You were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy the Sith, not join them! Bring balance to the Force! Not leave it in darkness!
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace, justice, and the Old Republic.
I will not be the last Jedi. The Force will be with you. Always.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Hey there, Star Wars fans, and welcome to In the Resistance HQ podcast, a weekly family-friendly Star Wars podcast.
In today's episode, we're breaking down the week's latest Star Wars news stories, and we're discussing why bounty hunters are so important in the Star Wars galaxy.
Before we start, I would just like to remind you guys to subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to us on. It really helps us out. And check out our Instagram at In the Resistance HQ. Also, don't forget to visit my YouTube channel, Astro Productions.
But first, let's get into news of the week.
That's not how the Force works. Amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong.
Many Bothans die to bring us this information.
Look, I can't hold forever. If you reach him, tell him Leia has an urgent message for him about his mother.
Good job.
Okay, so I told this to Joe before the show, but here's it for you guys as well. We were going to do an episode like a week or two ago, and I got like some of the best news stories we'd had in months. Basically, so we're going to do the show today, and I looked at the news stories, and I was like, these are awesome, but I can't be bothered to find new ones. So they're not really the latest news stories, they're kind of like 2 weeks old, but they're really good. So I kept them, because I really like them. So
Why didn't we do the podcast 2 weeks ago?
because we were going to do that on that Saturday, your grandparents, and I was out.
Probably just me being lazy as well.
Well, yeah, no, so 2 weeks ago, when we were going to do it, you were watching the Grand Prix.
Ah, yes.
Yeah, it was that weekend. And then
Yes.
last week when we were going to do it, you were at your grandparents, and I was out for a walk with my family.
Oh, you took the whole day. You were out the whole day for a walk.
No, we were out from like 11 till 5.
Jeez.
But also you're your grandparents, so we couldn't really do it.
Mhm.
Still can't believe you bunked on a podcast to watch some cars vrooming around the track.
It's more than just cars vrooming around the track. You wouldn't understand.
It's just cars vrooming around the
It's
track.
not.
Joe. What is it then? Tell me the delicacies of cars vrooming around the track.
Well, you see, they. It's. Yeah, they vroom, but you know, it's interesting.
And occasionally they burst into flames, which is actually pretty cool.
It's not cool when they get hurt though.
It's not cool when the driver gets hurt, but it is pretty cool when the whole thing blows up.
Yeah, but it's not cool when they
if,
almost die.
If the driver's out of the car and then the
Yeah.
car sets on fire and blows up, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
As long as no one gets hurt. But if the driver's in there, then it's like not good at all. It's kind of sad.
Exactly.
But yeah, so news stories this week are a bit old, but they're cool. So I'll tell you what I've started doing. I started rewatching the Clone Wars in chronological order.
Chronological order.
Yeah. So you know how like season 1, 2, and 3, like it's all over the place. Like there's
Yeah.
no yeah. When you watch it in chronological order, like the first half of season 1 makes so much more sense. Like
Yeah.
so it's like it just makes so much more sense.
Rebels is in chronological order,
Yeah,
right?
that- Rebels is in chronological order, but Clone Wars isn't. Or at
Yeah.
least like the first couple of seasons aren't.
Mhm.
Well, they're mostly in chronological order, but they just kind of like dot around with things. So
Yeah.
the first episode chronologically is actually the one in the one with Trench with the stealth ship.
Oh, yeah, because that's Christophsis.
Yeah, because that's going to Christophsis.
Yeah.
Then it's Slick on Christophsis, the Slick episode where he betrays them.
Oh yeah.
Then it's the Clone Wars movie. Then it's Then it's Clone
Bit of-
Cadets, you know, the one with Domino Squad.
That's in season 3 as well.
Yeah.
The first episode of
It's supposed
season
to-
3.
yeah,
It's a really
yeah.
good episode.
Yeah, it's a brilliant episode. It was so funny jumping from the Clone Wars movie to season
Yeah.
3. Like
The thing is-
the animation is so much better.
The sequel to Clone Cadets is like one of the first episodes.
Yeah. It's
On
like
the
it's like episode
moon.
4. Yeah, on the Rishi Moon.
Yeah.
And then it's the episode Supply Lines, which is
Supply
you know the one with
Oh, Jar Jar
Armagundai.
Binks.
The one with Bail Organa and Jar Jar Binks on
Yeah,
Todaria,
yeah.
and where General dies.
What about the
That's what and
the first ever episode Yoda going
well,
to?
yeah. So after Supply Lines is so they're allowed to do a supply run from Todaria to Rylos, and the King of Todaria goes, oh well, maybe I might want to consider joining the Republic, and then
Yeah.
it goes into the Yoda episode. Because like
When the
you
Sarge
first-
Ventress butts in.
yeah, because like with the first Yoda episode, the first episode with Yoda, it doesn't really make sense what's going on.
Yeah.
You haven't got what's gone on before. But once you've watched the Supply Lines episodes, you're like, I get it now. Like it all makes so much more sense. Once
But
you've
it's
actually
kind of a
watched
good
it.
start to the series. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
both sides trying to recruit planets.
yeah. But like it just makes so much more sense when you actually know what's going on.
Mm.
And then I'm gonna. Yeah, so I've said this before, but I'm actually finally starting rewatching everything in like the entirety of the Skywalker saga, plus the spin-offs and the TV shows in chronological order. It's gonna be awesome. I'm even including Forces of Destiny. Like that's how committed.
Force
I'm
of
going.
Destiny, is that the mini animated clips?
Yeah, those tiny little shorts.
Oh, okay.
But they're like 2 or 3 minutes each. They don't really say much. And I've only actually got to one of them.
I
so
just
far.
looked. I just skipped all the episodes of that Ahsoka.
They're a bit. I've only actually watched one of them. They're a bit weird. But they're all right.
Wait, isn't it just the women? In
Season
Star
one,
Wars?
season 1, yeah, and then season 2 they intersperse it with dudes.
Mhm.
We've been talking for about 6.5 minutes, and we hadn't actually started on the news, which probably isn't great.
Well, at least we're not talking about Marvel. So
Don't jinx it. 'Cause I can't believe you still haven't watched the episode of The Falcon and the Winter Soldier yet.
I'm stacking it.
Why are you stacking it? Because then you lose all like the pizzazz, like the excitement. My whole life revolves
Well, if
around
it's good, I'll be
Fridays.
excited anyway. So,
I think you need to watch the episodes.
well, I already got a spoiler from one of our teachers.
Who spoiled it? Oh, Mr. Hughes.
No.
Who was
My
it?
RS teacher.
Oh, what's his name? Him? Yeah,
I
no,
forgot. Mr. Rutherford.
I know. That one. Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the spoiler?
It was something like, oh, he was talking about how the fans don't understand it. It was like,
sounds like-
someone is pretending to be Captain America, but the fans don't like him, but they don't get it. It's like Sam's gonna finally take the mantle and be the good Captain America.
Oh,
or
John.
something like
Do you mean John Walker? Yeah.
that. Yeah.
No, you have to watch it. It's so good.
Yeah, I know.
It's so good. Okay, we should probably get into the first news story. So our first news story is that Sebastian Stan has discussed the possibility of playing a young live-action Luke Skywalker. This comes from NME. This is just one report of it. There are kind of tons. As always, these will be linked down below. Sebastian Stan discusses rumors he'll play Luke Skywalker in the future. Stan bears a striking resemblance to young Mark Hamill, and it's got fans thinking. Sebastian Stan has responded to rumors that he'll play Luke Skywalker in a future Star Wars project. Due to Stan's likeness to the Star Wars legend Mark Hamill, fans of the franchise have shared their hopes for Stan to be cast as a Jedi Knight in the future. Asked what it would take for him to accept the role, Stan, who is currently appearing in the new Marvel TV show The Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney+, told Good Morning America, "If Mark Hamill called me, personally, to tell me he feels inclined to share this role with me, then I'll believe it. Until then, I won't believe it." So what
So-
do you think of Sebastian Stan playing a young Luke Skywalker?
So Sebastian Stan is the Winter Soldier, right?
Yes, he plays Bucky. You don't really know
I
what he
think
looks
I think it could work.
I'll
He
put-
kind of does look like him.
I'll put a picture on the
Kinda see that.
on the show notes of
Yeah.
yeah. I think one of the key takeaways there is that Sebastian will want Mark Hamill's like approval to play the role.
I
Which
feel
is really
like
interesting.
it's kind of he has a big role in Marvel, and him being in Star Wars would be like, oh, he's not really Luke Skywalker. He's just the Winter Soldier. And I don't know.
The thing is, casting. There's a picture on the show notes, Joe. It looks a bit weird because of the hair, but my Alexa's just come on. Go away.
There's a constitutional part of the skin,
So,
the
no.
epidermis. And the...
My Alexa's just come on, people. I'm very sorry about that.
I don't know that one.
we're having technology trouble today with my Alexa. Okay. Can you see? I mean, there is a resemblance.
Wow, that
The hair's a bit weird because it's just like photoshopped on.
he looks exactly like him.
He does, and I think when choosing a character to play a younger version of another character, it's not like, okay, we can only choose someone who's like not particularly heard of. Like, so we know Sebastian Stan's a good actor, but also he looks exactly like him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's something that they need to go with someone who looks exactly like him. And Sebastian Stan looks exactly like crazily like him.
Yeah.
I think in this kind of situation they need to go, sure, he's already famous, but he looks exactly like him, so let's hire him because he looks like him. But I mean, I think Mark Hamill would give him his approval because they've been joking about it on Twitter for like months. There's been the thing between Mark Hamill and Sebastian Stan, and they've been joking about Sebastian Stan looking crazy like Mark Hamill on Twitter. So I think it is certainly something that we could see happen. And also it would mean that we get to have like young Luke Skywalker doing like action sequences. Because the problem they'd had with CGI his face in The Mandalorian season 2 is that obviously he could only kind of move a limited amount because they were trying to CGI it.
Yeah. But then he actually does look like him, so
yeah,
but
if
go down quite a lot.
So if they wanted to like do it properly and have him do action sequences, I think this is certainly something that we could see, and I think it would be awesome.
So who would he be playing though? Like in what series?
Well,
no, not who would he be playing. What,
yeah.
what am I talking about? But like in what series? Like how?
I don't know. I think this is just a hypothetical. If they wanted to include Luke Skywalker in something where he'd be doing a lot of moving, then use Sebastian Stan. I think. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure. But yeah. So next we have it's one from StarWars.com. Obviously, this will be linked down below, and this is the Kenobi, Obi-Wan Kenobi cast list has been revealed. This goes to StarWars.com, as I just said, because I like to repeat myself for some reason. Obi-Wan Kenobi series to begin production in April. Cast revealed. Obi-Wan Kenobi, the new Disney Plus special event series starring Ewan McGregor. Way!
Yeah! Oh, really? Starring Ewan McGregor.
As the iconic Jedi Master will begin shooting in April. The story begins 10 years after the dramatic events of Star Wars: Revenge of the Sith.
10 years after.
Yep. Where Kenobi faces his greatest defeat, the downfall and corruption of his best friend and Jedi apprentice, Anakin Skywalker, turned evil Sith Lord Darth Vader. Obi-Wan Kenobi is directed by Deborah Chow, director of 2 critically acclaimed episodes of The Mandalorian Season 1. The series also marks the return of Hayden Christensen in the role of Darth Vader. Have you got this image up, or do you want me to put it in the show notes?
I do not have it up. So.
I will put it in the show notes then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it has been there you go, it's in the show notes now. So that is the cast list as we know it.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it now?
I'm looking at it now, yeah.
So I think 2 biggest takeaways from here. Joel Edgerton and Bonnie Peace, not really sure how to pronounce that, are both returning to play Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. So those 2 played Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru in Attack of the Clones and Revenge of the Sith. So we know they're returning, which is pretty cool, I think.
Yeah.
One of the other interesting things is that those 2 are kind of like quite big, and we think will be quite big. But the actress Moses Ingram is listed above them. And in an Instagram post, she put this image, and in the caption she had, I play with lightsabers. So it's thought that her character, whatever character she's playing, will have lightsabers. And I think the 2 front runners for who she's playing is either a kind of Clone Wars / young Ahsoka Tano, because obviously Rosario Dawson may be a bit too old to play, or the other one is an Inquisitor, which could be very interesting.
Yeah.
So, what are you thinking? Young Ahsoka or Inquisitor?
Well, I think you know what I would like it to be. Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. But what do you think it's more likely to be?
Probably the Inquisitor.
I say as well.
No, but I don't think so because I don't know for sure in The Empire Strikes Back that Obi-Wan is alive. So
Yes. Yeah.
they can't really be hunting him down with an Inquisitor.
But I think, well, the fact that Darth Vader's in it tells us. I think that they do. I think there's some lines from the originals, like the duel between Darth Vader and Obi-Wan Kenobi. He makes references to their previous duel and certain stuff in the Empire Strikes Back. They're gonna slightly retcon just so they can make this series better, because otherwise it would literally just be Obi-Wan Kenobi sitting on Tatooine for 8 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they are gonna change some stuff.
But they're getting Hayden Christensen as Darth Vader.
As Darth Vader, yeah.
And I don't think they really need to do that if Darth Vader, if he wasn't making an appearance, if he wasn't taking his helmet off, but if he can only do that if he was in Ewan McGregor's dream, so it wouldn't really be real. So then there could also be. I don't know. I don't think they're gonna have Darth Vader in real life. They can't really do that.
I think they will, but it's very hard. And also, is it just me, or does that guy on the right hand one, Rupert Friend, does he look ridiculously like Johnny Depp, or is that just me?
No, I was gonna say that. I was like, wait, is that Johnny Depp? I was like, no.
He looks scarily like it. It's weird. Also, I think that Kumail Nanjiani, I think he's in the Eternals. I could be wrong.
I haven't watched that.
Nobody has, Joe. It doesn't come. It's the Marvel movie coming out in like November.
Well,
which we still haven't been told anything about. Like not even a trailer. No, not even a teaser trailer. Which is Shang-Chi is supposed to be coming out in like July or something. It might have been pushed back. It might be like August or something.
Is that to do with Hawkeye?
Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Oh, but I thought it was like it was going to be Hawkeye when he went rogue and he was in all of like Japanese cities.
No, that's not Shang-Chi. But Shang-Chi, we still haven't even got a teaser trailer yet. I'm like, Rise of Skywalker, we got a teaser trailer like a year before. Shang-Chi, until kind of 2 weeks ago, it was coming out on July the 10th.
Well, that's because
in literally like 4 months. No, until 2 weeks ago, Shang-Chi was coming out in 3 months, and we still haven't got a teaser trailer.
Series, isn't it?
No, Shang-Chi's a movie.
Oh, yeah.
So can we not have a teaser trailer, Marvel? Thank you, please. Are you serious?
Well, it's not really like the biggest Marvel movie to ever come out. It's not like it's Endgame.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that was the thing with the Rise of Skywalker. It was like a big movie coming out, so they were going to do a teaser trailer like a while before. But still, I'm surprised we haven't got a trailer for that. But so that cast looks pretty damn interesting, and I'm super excited for the Kenobi series.
Right, I only know 4 of them, so
literally until I only know who McGregor, Christensen.
So yeah, it looks very interesting. I'll go with you on that one.
And Kumail Nanjiani were. Apparently Sung Kang is in Fast and Furious. I don't know.
I watched that movie ages ago.
I never watched Fast and Furious because there were like 10 of them, and they all look really bad.
They made the 7th one. It's like, oh yeah, good ending to the series. And then they did the 8th one for money.
Yeah, no, they're doing Fast and Furious 9 now.
Yeah,
I don't get. Now, news story number 3 is the one that Joe and I are both very excited for. And that is the Bad Batch trailer came out. Again, this comes from StarWars.com. Following their literally explosive introduction in the final season of Star Wars The Clone Wars, Clone Force 99, aka The Bad Batch, will soon step into the spotlight. Star Wars The Bad Batch arrives on May the 4th with a special 70-minute premiere. Woohoo! Starring our new favourite squad.
70 minutes, did you say? Wow.
Says from StarWars.com, arrives on May the 7th with a special 70-minute premiere.
May the 7th?
May the 4th, sorry.
Okay, good. I was like, wait. If you're going to do early May, just do May the 4th.
Premiere on Disney Plus, starring our new favourite squad of elite clones as they find their way in the immediate aftermath of the Clone War. Today, like 2 weeks ago, saw the arrival of a new trailer for the series, and it's filled with action, drama, and some big surprises. In other words, everything we'd expect from this rough and tumble crew. Gear up and check. Yeah. So we're going to do a quick breakdown of this because this isn't like our actual thing today, but we are going to do a quick breakdown of this. So I think
We did watch the trailer, but
we just watched the
before
trailer before
show.
we started. When it got to the bit with Rex, Joe screamed. Not lying.
I could say I was pretty excited.
Literally screamed. I thought it was some kind of bizarre thing in the trailer, but no, it was you screaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was very funny.
Not only is Rex awesome,
Rex,
but
is
it leads on to many other awesome characters as well. Like
Rex is just the best.
mainly.
So I mean, as we were just discussing before the show, the inclusion of Rex could be a hint that we may see something to do with Ahsoka, which would be pretty cool. Because were Rex and Ahsoka like in contact at this point? Because in the time of Rebels, they seem to have been like out of touch for quite.
No, but that's
a few
because
years.
Wolf had been taking all the messages and intercepting them and deleting them.
Had he?
Because he didn't want anything to do with the rebellion because the war was over for him.
I haven't watched Rebels in like a year, so I need.
Oh yeah, that's what happened. Trust me.
Yeah, it does always surprise me quite how much of these TV shows you remember.
Oh,
Like
I've
earlier-
rewatched them many times.
But like earlier when we were talking about the Clone Wars, I was like, I'm gonna have to explain all of these episodes to them.
Oh,
like,
no,
talk about him. And like I mentioned like 2 words of the episodes, and you're like, yeah, and you just explain the whole plot of the episodes. Like, how do you remember these things?
I've watched. I've seen the shows many times over.
Yeah, it's kind of scary actually. I think I'm just mainly not used to you remembering things.
Oh yeah, well, I remember everything I don't need to remember.
Yeah, so we could see Ahsoka. We could also see Wolf and Gregor again, which would be awesome because we could finally get an answer to how the hell Gregor survived. Because we know he survived with some brain damage, but like we never got an answer to how he properly survived.
I mean that.
And
Once
also
I saw that episode when they were on that desert planet, and so that was it was a kind of an odd arc with the whole droids.
It was a bit.
But when they found Gregor, it was really interesting. I don't know. He became one of my favorite clones after that.
But I think I would be very interested to see Wolf. How Wolf managed to disobey Order 66. Because like we know that because Plo Koon was killed in the air, so Wolf wouldn't have been about then. So how did Wolf go about disobeying and getting away from the Empire? I'd be really interested to see that. Hopefully we'll get an answer in the Bad Batch.
Well, before the 7th season of the Clone Wars came out, or at least the finale, we were like, oh, how is Rex going to disobey Order 66? He didn't, but he was saved from it, so it's probably going to be something similar to that.
Also, we saw the return, or slight return, of Fennec Shand, played by Joe and I's absolute favourite, Ming-Na Wen.
Well, played by Melinda May.
Yeah. We've got onto Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. 23 minutes. That's 23 minutes. That's a long time for us to get onto Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I can't believe it's taken us so long.
Yeah.
Ming-Na Wen is just the best. We love Ming-Na Wen. Melinda May, Fennec Shand. Have you know she's the only person to complete the Disney trilogy?
Disney trilogy?
Yeah.
do you
Be in
mean by
Star
that?
Wars, be in Marvel, be a Disney princess.
Who does she play?
She voiced Mulan. She's the voice of Mulan.
I didn't notice that.
Did you not know that?
No, I didn't.
I wouldn't have known, but I must confess, I watched Mulan for the first time ever, like 3 days ago, and because I already knew she voiced Mulan, and it kind of got like Mulan's like first line. I'm like, it's Melinda May.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, have you watched Mulan?
I watched the live action one as well.
Is the live action one very good? It had some kind of.
It's kind of like the same thing, if you know what I mean.
But they didn't include Shang. Is it Shang?
No, because it was live action. No.
Yeah.
No.
The love interest Captain General dude. And they also didn't include the little dragon. Like, what's the point if you don't include the dragon? It was awesome.
Yeah, I know.
We should try and get Ming-Na Wen on the show. We should.
Well, I mean, like, we should try. I don't know if it's gonna happen.
We should totally do that though.
Yeah.
Genuinely, do you want me to see if I can get Ming-Na Wen on the show?
Well, try and get whoever you can.
I will get
Yes.
whoever I can. We should get Chloe Bennett on the show.
You already said that.
Have I?
Yeah.
Oh. Still. Because then we can just like stand out over Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for an hour. Which isn't particularly different to what we usually do, but you know.
No, not really. I mean,
No.
there's not much stuff going in Star Wars.
I need to rewatch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh yeah.
I've only watched it the whole way through once.
I don't know if I could rewatch it. I don't know if I could be like, oh my god, Ward is just there.
Yeah,
like...
I genuinely don't know if I'd be able to rewatch it without yelling at Ward the whole
yeah,
time.
I know.
Because I just hate Ward. But like, he's one of those characters you hate because the actor plays him so well.
He's kind of like Darth Maul. At some points, he makes you feel bad for him.
Yeah.
But then he's just like,
and then he does something
these
terrible
things. It's like
the thing with Ward is he's so hateable. Like you don't hate the way the actor plays him. It's not like some people hate like the character of Rose or Rey or Jar Jar Binks. Like they hate the character. It's like how you despise the actions the character does.
Mm-hmm.
And
I don't even hate Jar Jar Binks. He's just meant as comedy relief.
I like Jar Jar Binks. He's cool.
Yeah.
And I like Rey and Rose. You don't, but like Ward he's just portrayed so well.
Mm-hmm.
I genuinely don't know if I could watch it. But also then you've got Fitzsimmons season 1. And Fitzsimmons season 1 are like the best. They're
best, no, but it's pain because they aren't together yet.
I know, but in season 1 they're just the best.
Yeah.
Together, and Sky's like so different in season 1.
Oh my god! I remember the first time that everyone was calling her Daisy. I was like,
I could not get used to it.
No, I preferred Sky so much, but now it's like Sky's weird.
But then the second I end up hear anyone call her Daisy, I kind of like freak out.
Yeah.
I'm like, what? How is it? So anytime I hear someone call her Sky, I'm like, she's not called Sky, mate. We should probably get back to breaking down this trailer.
Yeah, we probably should.
Yeah, we got distracted by Ming-Na Wen and Chloe Bennett.
Yeah, it's not a rare thing to happen.
Yeah, not rare for us to get distracted by Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That happens frequently. We also saw Saw Gerrera briefly. I think you kind of slightly shrieked when we saw Saw Gerrera.
Not as much as Captain Rex.
Not as much as Rex, but you just shrieked slightly.
Mm-hmm.
So he looks so good in this though.
Yeah.
He looked really cool.
A lot better than in Rogue One, for sure, and Rebels.
Well, Rogue One, he was like a lot older. Also,
yeah, but he was all like...
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Also, we had the the introduction of an interesting character who, so far, I'm not sure if this is a fan name given to her or this is some sort of official name that's been said, called Amiga. And that's the child.
Oh, that's the child, yeah.
Who fan speculation is that she's a female clone of Jango Fett.
Yeah, because I was like, I was wondering about that when I first saw her. I was like, who is that? And I was like, oh, she looks like a clone, but it's a she. Yeah. So like,
well, we don't know she's a she because at that age it's kind of hard to tell.
She looks like a she.
But she looks like a she.
She has blonde hair, like.
And also her in the comics, I can't remember if it's Legends or canon. We see Jango's mum and sister, and she looks very like Jango's mum and sister. So if she's a female clone of Jango, that could be why.
Yeah, it just makes sense. Yeah.
So yeah, it'd be interesting to see why they've made a female clone. And also what happens to her, because the Bad Batch obviously take her under their wing.
Yeah.
Also, Tarkin is the main villain. It's going to be awesome because we never really see that much of Tarkin. Like we see bits and bobs of him.
Well, we see him a lot in the it's the prison arc.
Yes, I know. But we never see him kind of as like a kind of super evil Imperial.
Yeah.
I think that's what we're going to see here.
We kind of do in Rogue One.
Yeah. But still, Tarkin's pretty cool. And also, one of the interesting things some people have pointed out is that there's a scene where the Bad Batch are escaping, and throughout that scene, and in any other scene where they're not on Camino, we don't see Crosshair. Crosshair isn't in any of those shots. So he's in all the shots on Camino, except the scene where the Bad Batch are escaping, and all the scenes after that are not on Camino, he's not in them. The question is, will Crosshair betray the Bad Batch and join the Empire?
No, but also he could have, I don't know, sacrificed himself so
Yes,
then they
or
could
got
escape.
captured. Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it of any of them? Crosshair is certainly the most likely to join the Empire
Yeah.
because he was kind of a bit weird.
Mhm.
So yeah. One thing I did just notice. So this morning, I rewatched the episode of Clone Cadets. That was literally like an hour ago.
Yeah.
So probably about an hour and a half or so.
I
In
hate
which
that one bounty hunter in it.
which one? The one that has the massive brain thing on his head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just like
Do you mean you hate
giving
him?
up on the clones so quickly.
Yeah. Do you mean that you hate the character or you hate the way he's portrayed?
Well, I hate the
Do
character.
you hate him like you hate Ward, or do you hate him like you hate Rose?
Hate him how I hate Ward. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
It's really hard. Suddenly, really hard to distinguish that. And yeah, no, so same. Also, so the last time Echo was in that training center was when he was doing it with Domino Squad.
Yeah.
Now every single member of
Wait,
Domino
you just
Squad,
call them Dominic squads?
Domino Squad.
Good.
Now every
Good.
member of Domino Squad, apart from Echo, is dead, and he's going back and doing that exact same course with the Bad Batch.
I mean, kind of
Like-
Rex counts as Domino squads.
Yeah, he does.
There he does.
But like that's kind of a bit tragic.
Yeah.
Like Fives is the only one left, and he's going back and doing the course
Mm.
that he last did with his brothers in Domino Squad. And now they all kind of snuffed it. I feel like had Domino Squad been set up, had like the Clone Cadets episode happened earlier, then
Yeah.
I don't think they'd have killed Cut Up, Heavy, and Droid Bait so easily.
Yeah, because yeah.
I think that squad would have all gone on to do bigger things as like a unit together, but
Mhm.
because they hadn't already introduced them, they just kind of killed them off quite easily. They
Mhm.
haven't had any attachment to them. So it would have been interesting to see what would have happened if they'd done that episode first and then gone on and done that.
I mean, who's your favorite clone in?
Who's my favourite clone ever?
No, in Domino squads.
In Domino Squad, Heavy. I like
Heavy.
Yeah.
Why not Fives?
I like Fives, but like everyone says Fives, you know.
So everyone says Fives because he's great.
The thing I always find about like Echo is that like before season 7 we barely seen Echo. We'd seen him in 3 episodes. The Clone Cadets episode, the Rookies episode, and the Citadel. Like why was
That's
everyone
because he
so-
dies in season 3.
Yeah, like why was everyone so sad when he died? When they thought he died? Because we'd barely seen him.
Oh, he was
Like,
just awesome.
Like the way everyone was talking about him and Fives, I thought we saw them like as frequently as we saw Rex.
Yeah.
I thought they were way more important, and then they just weren't. I mean, come to the Umbara arc, and like Fives was super big there. But like I thought they were kind of like I thought Fives and Echo would become like, you know, before the Umbara arc would be like beside Rex and Cody, like the 2 clones we saw the most, and we just didn't see them.
Oh, we saw them in the
Like-
Camino, so
Yeah, that's like, apart from those episodes. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No, we did briefly see them then, but like we barely saw them. Like I thought we'd have like way more of them.
yeah, sure.
Yeah, and I have misconceptions of that. Like before I watched the Avengers movies, I thought like all of the Avengers had been together since like I thought there were like 6 Avengers movies, and they'd all been together since like the 3rd one.
Yeah.
I didn't realize until I watched like Infinity War that before then like half the Avengers had never really met. I thought like I thought they were
Wait,
like,
what do you mean half the Avengers have never really met?
well, like most of so you had like the core Avengers, like Iron Man, Captain
Thor,
America, Black
Hulk,
Panther,
yeah.
Thor, Hulk.
Black Panther?
Yeah, he was kind of a but you know,
He wasn't.
So you had the ones that were like part of the So you had Iron Man. So kind of by Age of Ultron, let's say you had Iron Man, Thor, Captain America, Hulk, Black Widow, Hawkeye, Vision, Falcon, Scarlet Witch, and War Machine. That's how we left it at the end of Age of Ultron. And I
Yeah.
didn't realize that they did introduce like how like Black Panther and Doctor Strange and Ant-Man and the Guardians of the Galaxy and everyone else until like Infinity War. I
I
thought
remember
that
when Guardians of the Galaxy first came out, I was still wondering if it was actually. Once I found out it was actually in MCU, I was like, wow, that's really cool.
but I thought that whole unit together, kind of like including Doctor Strange and Spider-Man and you know etc. I thought they'd all been together for like several movies before Endgame. I thought there was a team of kind of like 30 of them that have been together for years.
No, but I cannot all like mutual friends.
And there were like 7 Avengers movies. I didn't realize there were 4, and that most of the Avengers didn't actually meet until Endgame. Like I just didn't realize that, and it kind of sucked, to be perfectly honest. We're just kind of rambling on now, so it's probably a good idea for us to move on to Impressions of the Week.
Missy called Jar Jar Binks. Missy, your humble servant.
Great warrior!
Now let's leave your wife out of this. There is no need for such impropriety among thee.
Okay, so this is our first episode where we don't have a movie to do an impression from. So we need to work out what we're going to do.
Ooh.
Now, we're discussing bounty hunters.
We are discussing
I'm thinking we do like bounty hunter impressions.
Boss
Boss is kind of like... I can't really think of anything Boss can say.
You just slurp.
I am going to kill you. You just make a lot of hisses, to be honest.
Yeah.
There's the kind of a classic Django and Boa. I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the galaxy. That's my excellent...
Kind of just sound like Donald Trump.
That's my excellent New Zealand accent. I'm so sorry. Oh, what's the dude that plays Django and Boba called?
Django and Boba?
Yeah. I've completely forgotten what he's called.
What are you talking about?
Who's the actor who plays Django Fett?
In what movie?
Attack of the Clones. Like Django Fett, not Boba Fett, Django Fett.
I forgot.
What the hell is he called?
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to search this up now. It's gonna really annoy me. I feel like
To be honest, I can't really remember most of the actors.
I usually know the actors a lot. Mate, you didn't even know who Tamara Morrison, that's it. Tamara Morrison. You didn't even know who Anthony Daniels was until like a month ago.
Who's Anthony Daniels?
The C-3PO actor.
Oh yeah.
I have to remind you of this like every week.
Yeah, because I forgot his name now. Say it again.
Anthony Daniels.
Anthony Daniels. Yeah, yeah. Like I hear it and it's like I don't remember it though.
You're silly. Yeah, the bounty hunters are all pretty cool, I think, in Star Wars. I like Embo. Embo's so cool.
Embo.
Yeah.
But like he's just kind of like the second best bounty hunter.
Yeah.
Behind Cad Bane.
Or sings like, you know, she's just Aura Singh.
Yeah, she's just kind of like Ahsoka's nemesis.
You've kind of got Cad Bane, who's kind of like, hello, kid, I'm Cad Bane.
Cad Bane is just cool though because he's the best bounty hunter.
Yeah.
No, but then he gets killed by Boba.
We haven't actually seen him killed in canon yet. In canon,
no, but it's in that Clone Wars deleted scene, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But in canon he doesn't have a death yet because that's not canon.
It's not canon.
No, because it's deleted, isn't it?
I doubt they're gonna bring him back though.
We might see him again in the Bad Batch.
I guess we could, yeah.
But by I think some people wanted to see him in the Book of Boba Fett, but by that time he'd be like 80, and average lifespan.
I'd rather see him in the movie though.
Average lifespan for Jaws is like 70. So
I wouldn't want to see him in the book.
No, the Book of Boba Fett, which is
I'm joking. I'm joking.
I genuinely give up on you. Do you know what I started playing this week on Wednesday?
What?
The Force Unleashed.
Force Unleashed.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like.
It's like Fallen Order, but 10
Fallen
times
Order
better.
just B-Tech.
It's
not
Fallen
as
Order,
good.
but 10 times better. Have you played?
It's not 10 times. It's just spam. You just like. It's just spam.
Have you played Force Unleashed?
No.
It's so good. It's so good. I'm only like 3 missions in, but it's so good.
Which
you have
one
to play it.
is it?
It's the one with Starkiller.
No, I know, but which one are you? Because there's a couple.
Force Unleashed 1. There's Force Unleashed 1 and 2. I'm on number
What's
1.
happening in the story right now? Because I kind of know the story a bit.
Starkiller's hunting down Shark T on Felicia.
Shark T, oh yeah. The thing is, it's not good gameplay though. It's just spamming.
Yeah.
But you know what is good? The Revenge of the Sith game.
I haven't actually played that.
You should play it. It's really good.
No, seriously, I think you really enjoyed Force Unleashed.
Hmm.
I think the thing I always hate about Fallen Order is the story wasn't bad, the controls weren't bad. I liked all that kind of like the gameplay, but the missions took so long. Like you were on Kashyyyk for like ages. You were on Dathomir for ages.
Maybe
you
that's
were on
just because you're
Zephyr
bad.
for ages. But I mean, yeah, I was bad at it. But they just took so long, and there were so many
Yeah.
kind of like it took so long to defeat some enemies. Like boss fights just took forever, and it was
Did
so
they?
boring. For me, they did. But like,
Wait, have you finished it?
yeah, I finished it a while
Oh,
ago.
running away from Darth Vader was so scary.
But like with Force Unleashed, like you're through episodes pretty quickly. Like you move between pilots pretty quickly,
Yeah.
which is so much more useful because you don't get bored, which I really enjoyed.
But the thing is, there are hardly any missions in
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order. Yeah.
Yeah, but they last for ages.
Yeah.
They're like
Well, because
like,
you do the puzzles and you try and figure it out.
I'd rather have 25 relatively quick missions than 10 missions that take forever.
Hmm.
Because otherwise I just get bored, you know?
Fair enough.
So now I'd say it's probably time for us to move on to Quote of the Week.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Do or do not. There is no try.
He is the chosen one.
This is the way.
You are the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy this and not join them!
The Force will be with you, always.
Okay.
I think for this I already, because let's try and do it bounty hunter themed. I already know what I want. I thought of this like 3 seconds ago, but I already know what I want. I think we have to kind of do the classic. I'm just a simple man trying to make my way through the galaxy.
Yeah.
That's just like, it's just such a kind of cool
I
quote.
forgot how he says it though. I know
just a
that he
simple
says it. I
man
forgot how he
trying
says
to make
it.
my way through the galaxy, something like that.
Hello, Governor. I'm just a simple man trying to make my way through the galaxy. I think that's pretty accurate.
I should probably start posting on our Instagram again.
Did you stop?
I haven't done it in like 2 months.
I didn't notice because I didn't look at it.
It's because I just keep forgetting, and I have to like make posts, which is a lot of effort.
I mean, you have to run Astromech Productions and the podcast, so.
Yeah. I haven't posted anything on the Astromech Productions one in ages as well. The Instagram page. I'm still posting videos, but I actually have to.
Yeah, I know you're posting videos because it comes off on my phone and I comment on it. I make very
do.
good comments.
Your comments are like the highlight of my week. They're just
Yeah,
really
exactly.
good. I need to do a video this week actually. I forgot about that.
Why have you forgotten?
I just forgot I need to make a video.
Don't forget.
It's fine. I've already written like a good chunk of the script because I was going to do it last week, but I can be bothered. I was going to do it last week, and then I just.
Wait, you have a script?
Yeah, I do. It's all scripted.
Oh, that makes it fake then.
No, so so the information videos are scripted.
Mhm.
The Lego ones usually aren't. So the Lego ones.
Was that reviews?
No, so you know when I do the ones on like the battle sets, like all the sets from Naboo, the Battle of Naboo, or like
Oh yeah.
stuff like that. So the information, like the set numbers, the piece count, the money, how much it cost, that stuff. So so I've got notes for that, but I just kind of improv most of that. But like the information videos. So I did one the other week on what's my last on the World Between Worlds.
Oh,
So
I saw that,
yeah,
but
so
I didn't watch it. I just commented.
Yeah, so the factual bit for that was all scripted.
There's nothing factual about it though.
But then I did a bit on Time Travel and Stars. That was actually improvised. But yeah, no, most of it's scripted because at the start I didn't do any of it scripted. I just had notes and it was a complete mess.
Yeah.
Like you try improvising an entire fan fiction about what would have happened if Dooku didn't was left alive.
Oh no, you can't improvise that.
So my first fan fiction was what happened if Dooku wasn't killed in the Battle of Coruscant. I barely had a plan before I went in, and I just improvised the whole thing. It was awful.
Well, what were the main
It's
points?
so
Was
bad.
it like, oh, they would have found out about Sidious?
I can't remember, but it was dire.
Mhm.
So I'm currently doing a kind of like a 3 or 4 part fanfiction on what would have happened if Tarkin didn't blow up the Death Star, and that's all
Okay.
scripted and it's way better.
Wait, Tarkin block. Wait, if Tarkin what?
So if Tarkin didn't blow up Alderaan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's quite cool actually. So we should now move on to our final section, which is why are bounty hunters so important to the Star Wars galaxy?
You will be a Jedi, I promise.
For over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice in the old Republic.
Show me again the power of the darkness.
The shroud of the dark side has fallen. Begun the clone man.
I am your father.
And
I'm the Jedi.
It's time to let old things die.
you were the chosen one! It was said that you would destroy us and not join them!
So this didn't.
See, I don't know anything. Like, I don't.
think this one because for the past kind of 11 weeks, we've been doing the
Analytical breakdown.
yes, which have all been kind of fairly fact based, or whereas this one's more of a kind of a
It's
discussion.
opinion
Yeah, well,
discussion.
this one's more of a discussion kind of theory one. So I was
Yeah.
kind of brainstorming for a quarter of an hour, which will be interesting. But it'd be interesting to see what we come up with. So I think if I ask you the question straight up, Joe, why did you think bounty hunters are so important to the Star Wars galaxy? I would say think back to when we did the podcast with the guest.
Yes.
Think back to the kind of discussion we had then.
So I
That
can't
could
remember
just-
that discussion, so I'm going to do it off the top of my head. So in Star Wars, you always have the two sides. Okay, you have the Separatists, you have the Republic. You know,
So can I just put in?
Rebels,
This
Empire.
this is what I was really hoping you were going to say. So thank you. Keep going.
Okay, so yeah, you have the two sides, and they have their mainstream conflicts where they can they have their big battles, okay, but then they also need to, they need to win a war at the end of the day. So then they also have to do some grunt work, but they can't have that shown in as public knowledge, so their public image won't be ruined, basically, because they are trying to win over planets.
They need to kind of go behind
gain
enemy
control.
lines.
Yeah. So they just need to hire off the book soldiers to do their grunt work, basically.
I mean, I've got here in the show notes, as you can see, because you're on the show notes, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're totally on the show notes, aren't you, Joe?
I am on the show notes.
Joe, you do know I can see in the corner who's on the show notes?
I am on the show notes.
No, you're not. Oh, yeah,
No.
yes, you are. There we go.
No, I am.
Yeah, now you are. Not going to try. I can also see when you're idle. So when you go on another tab off the show notes, I can see that.
No, I am on the show notes.
No,
I
I
don't know what
know,
you're
I
talking
know.
about.
Just so you know, when you go off the show notes and go into another tab, I can see that.
Yeah.
You're welcome. But I've got here on the show notes, they can work outside the law. So
Yeah.
The public can kind of go, right, I need this done. You can do it whatever way you want. And the bounty hunters can kind of go, all right then. And they can kind of do the dirty work.
Yeah.
That the Republic can't technically. It's legal, but they can't really do it.
Yeah.
And also I think also depending on what bounty hunter you get, they are very efficient.
Mhm.
Like they're very good at what they do. Your average bounty hunter will be better at, say, tracking down a target than your average Jedi, because it's what they do for a living.
Well, as long as it's not Quinlan Voss.
Yeah, Quinlan Voss is a legend.
Yes.
But you tell I don't know, Shark T, track down this target. She'd be like, okay, what do I do now?
I mean, they just have skills that the clones and the Jedi don't have.
They have a very different skill set, which,
Yeah.
especially in the war environment, is very useful. Now, when there's kind of not really a war going on, they're not the most handy.
Yeah.
But it's something like the Empire uses them a lot.
Well, they'd be more handy They wouldn't be important for like security and stuff. They'd be more handy for criminals to kind of get money in this
But like
underworld syndicates.
the Empire does use them quite a lot. I mean, they use them to track down Han Solo. Like a stormtrooper couldn't have tracked down Han Solo.
No.
Maybe a member of the Imperial Security Bureau could have done it, but it would have taken them a long time. And
Agent
it would have
Callis
been
definitely could have done it.
Could or couldn't.
Couldn't.
Yeah, or I mean, he'd try, but he just wouldn't be very effective. Whereas Boba Fett, he can do it in a week. You know, it's what they do of a living. And also, I think, as I've also got here, they're very easy to get hold of. Because bounty hunters are like everywhere. You know.
Mainly Jabba's palace, though.
Yeah, mainly Jabba's palace. One of all the things that's annoyed me that in the Jabba's palace Lego set we didn't get more bounty hunters.
Oh, my brother had that Lego set.
I have that Lego set.
And then I got the Rancor pit, and it goes underneath it. It was really cool.
I have Jabba's palace set. It got really dusty, so I rebuilt it like a week ago. But I'm missing some parts, so I ordered them off Lego. They should be here soon. Yay! And yeah, I've got the Rancor bit. But I disassembled it ages ago, and I don't know where half the pieces are. So.
No. I've had so many Lego sets in my past, but they've all been shattered and just dismantled around the house. I just don't know where they are.
Some of my Lego sets are so dusty. So my Jabba's Palace, my Millennium Falcon, and my First Order Star Destroyer, they're so dusty that I've had to disassemble them and reassemble them just so I can dust them. Because they're that dusty. Like that's not good.
Yeah.
So I've dusted. I've done the Jabba's Palace. I just need to disassemble Millennium Falcon and First Order Star Destroyer and put them back together because they're just covered in dust. It's not good. Dusting all my Lego sets takes forever. And then by the time I finished, I basically just need to restart again, which is kind of a bit annoying. Yeah. Tell you what I did order. I just bought the Lego Star Wars Baby Yoda.
Is it like a massive figure, like a collectible?
I bought like the big figure Grogu, which means I'll also get like the actual Grogu minifigure.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. It should be arriving anytime between.
How much was it?
45 quid.
Oh, it's actually not that bad.
It's usually like 60 quid, but I got it on discount. No, it's usually 70 quid, but I got it on discount.
Wow.
It's taking ages to arrive. So, it's going to arrive between tomorrow and the 24th.
24th of April.
Yeah.
That is long.
So yeah, there's
There's a 10th, right?
Yeah. So there's a 13-day period in which it could arrive. So knowing Amazon, it will either arrive on the 11th or it will arrive on the 24th. So it won't arrive between.
No, it might just. It's probably going to come on the 24th.
Yeah, probably. Amazon's kind of useless like that.
Yeah.
Amazon, it's either next day shipping or 3 weeks shipping.
Why didn't you just get it on Prime?
It didn't have Prime. It must be coming from China or something, though. I don't know why it's taking so long. Because I ordered it from Lego, from like the Lego account.
Is it not Sweden, Lego?
Lego's in Denmark.
It's very similar.
But I ordered it from the Lego thing on Amazon. I guess it must be to do with COVID or something. Because I've got Lego sets on Amazon that like Prime.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so it must just be something to do with COVID and like a lack of stock.
Yeah,
that set must be retiring soon because it's still listed as the child. So it must have come out like a year ago. So so yeah, I don't really know what's going on with that.
So I remember, my Will of I would remember that it was delayed by like 3 weeks because of Brexit. So it's probably something like that and COVID.
Yeah, it's probably the mixture of Brexit and COVID.
Yeah.
Thank you, Boris Johnson.
Also, I had to pay like an extra 150 because of Brexit fees.
I think I actually had to pay for shipping for this one, which is pretty good. Yeah, no. Brexit,
if it were from China, you definitely have to pay for shipping.
Brexit just kind of messed everything up.
Yeah.
My dad once had this coffee filter, just like a plastic coffee filter that you put filter paper in. It took 4 months to arrive because it was coming from China. like how useless is that? Like he could have bought about 10 of them in that time from like anywhere else, but no. I think he just cancelled it in the end because it just still hadn't come. He just got bored waiting.
No, maybe it was stuck because of the Suez Canal.
No, because this was like 3 years ago. Oh, Suez Canal. That could actually be. I guess if it's coming from. No, I don't know.
That's in like Egypt, isn't it? Like the.
Yeah, but it's a major trade route, isn't it? Because everything coming from China, Indonesia, Thailand, Vietnam, everything coming from there is blocked up because that all goes through the Suez Canal. Because that's like, because if you don't go through the Suez Canal, because Suez Canal is away from that area to the Mediterranean.
Yeah.
If you don't go through the Suez Canal, you have to go.
Yeah, but before
all
that
the way around Asia.
was kind of a thing. I didn't even know what the Suez Canal was.
If you don't go through the Suez Canal, you have to go round Asia, all the way round down through the bottom of South Africa, all the way up South Africa by the west coast of South Africa, and then up to England. Instead of just kind of cutting like the entirety of Africa out by going through the Suez Canal. So I mean, yeah. So that's why it was kind of useless. How have we gotten to discussing the Suez?
I don't know.
Canal?
I think we should definitely get back on track now.
We're all bounded now on the Suez Canal. This is how random our podcast gets. We've gone from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to the Suez Canal on a Star Wars podcast. So I feel like we should just change like the definition of podcast from a Star Wars podcast to
Suez Canal podcast.
To a general purpose podcast for the bit of Star Wars mixed in when we remember to include it. Or maybe just a Star Wars / Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. podcast.
Star Wars / everything.
Yeah. I'm surprised you don't actually talk more about Harry Potter.
Like, that's true.
But like, there's nothing happening in Harry Potter at the moment.
No, Harry Potter's just done.
The second Fantastic Beasts 3 comes out. We'll be talking about that for like a year.
But when's that coming out?
July the 22nd next year.
Oh, I remember it's just taking so long to come out.
It was supposed to come out.
Last one came out in 2017, didn't it?
Yeah, it was supposed to come out in 2020.
Wait, no, it came out in 20. When did the last one come
2018, I think.
No, wait, no, 20. Well, yeah, it was 2018.
Should I ask Alexa?
Ages ago.
Do you want me to ask Alexa?
Yeah, ask Alexa.
Alexa, when did Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald come out?
The film Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald was released about 3 years ago on the 16th of November 2018.
3 years ago.
2018. Thank you, Alexa.
Oh, so the guy who does the overseer of the special effects, the main guy. Yeah, I know him.
So I think really.
Yeah.
Neat. So I think it was due. So Fantastic Beasts 3 was due to come out in 2020, but they had a complete script rewrite.
Yeah.
Which delayed it slightly, and then Johnny Depp got fired.
Why did he get fired?
Because the whole thing with Amber Heard.
I thought that was just Amber Heard being not good.
I think the allegations were factual. I think the thing people were annoyed with about is that Amber Heard's also admitted to physically abusing Johnny Depp, and nothing's happened to her. But yeah.
Why are they?
Let's not get into that now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Knows. I mean, the actor they've got to replace him, Mads Mikkelsen, is really awesome.
Not as good as Johnny Depp though.
No.
Johnny Depp, I mean, like he doesn't really fit Grindelwald, to be honest.
I know. I think Johnny Depp was really good as Grindelwald. But yeah, so then they had the whole Johnny Depp thing, so that delayed it again, and now it was shut down temporarily due to like COVID. So it was due to come out this year, and then it's been delayed till next year, which kind of sucks. You know, Mads Mikkelsen is now the first person to do what I call the big three. So he's the first person to be in Star Wars, Marvel, and Harry Potter. Like this is the first person to be like actually featured in the main things.
Who's Mads Mikkelsen?
So he played Galen Erso.
Oh yeah.
Rogue One.
Oh.
He's going to play Grindelwald in Fantastic.
Oh, him.
Yeah, and he played Caecilius in Doctor Strange.
Caecilius, I remember that. Yeah.
So he's not like been like a main character in the main movies, but he's like actually been in all of them.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome.
Wait, so I think we should probably get back to
Yes, we should.
Now. Okay.
The other thing about the show is that they hold up bounty hunters hold up the underworld, which kind of holds up everything else. Like without without the underworld, although it's illegal, like completely illegal, without the underworld, the galaxy would kind of fail.
What, without slaves?
No, but the underworld kind of allows everything else to take place because it provides that kind of grounding. like even if something goes wrong on the other levels, you've got the underworld to back you up. I mean, like the underworld, like the hot space, kind of.
But I don't
completely
understand how that
supports the
works.
galaxy. Well, it's just kind of the criminal underworld just kind of holds up stuff because they allow things that shouldn't be legal to take place that allow legal things to take place. Does that make sense? Do you get what I mean by that?
Like Darth Maul trying to get to power.
Yeah, but like kind of hot space, that's quite important. Like it's illegal, but it's kind of important.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, you know. But I think without bounty hunters,
Well, do you think without it, it would just become something worse? Or I don't know.
Without the underworld, I think everything would kind of start to collapse slightly because they haven't got something to fall back on. Like, if the worst comes to it, you can rely on the underworld to do something. But without the underworld, everything else would kind of, you know.
Would they need them? Wait, what do you mean? Like, what do they need them to do?
I don't really know, to be honest.
So yeah, I don't think you've really thought out your argument that well.
I didn't. It made sense in my head. I just can't really explain it.
I think I know what you're talking about, but
yeah, I'm not explaining it very well at all, am I?
No.
So I think it's kind of undeniable. Without bounty hunters, the Star Wars galaxy would just kind of go to pieces.
Yeah.
Like they are super important. And also,
what do you think would happen without them? Like,
I think everything would be like it just nothing would work as well. I think kind of without bounty hunters, there'd always be more crime because people would be able to get away with things.
Get away with things?
Yeah, I don't really know. It's quite hard. Do you know what I mean?
I do. What do you mean? Like people would try and do the dirty work themselves, and
yeah, and things would be slower. Like from an Imperial perspective, Han Solo would have been able to get away with what he was doing.
Yeah.
If they didn't have bounty hunters, because the bounty hunters couldn't track him down.
Mm-hmm.
Like the wars would take forever. This is also interesting when you have bounty hunters taking sides. Like Jango Fett would never have worked for the Republic.
Well, most of the bounty
hunters
hunters
never worked for the Republic.
Portrayed as just not working for the good guys because the good guys are good.
Often. Or like Boba Fett would never work for the Rebellion. But you do
most of them would never work for the Rebellion or anyone.
Yeah, but you do have bounty hunters that would just like didn't really care.
Yeah.
What bounty hunters do they actually hire in? Like the Clone Wars, they must hire some bounty hunters.
No, they did hire bounty hunters, didn't they?
Who did they hire?
No, they just used their droids for their special missions.
Yeah, but I swear they must have hired bounty hunters at some point during the Clone Wars. I just can't remember who it was.
I can't remember. No, but it just probably wasn't portrayed really.
Yeah. But I think bounty hunters were important because they allowed everything to kind of flow more easily. I mean, you had your kind of useless ones.
But how did they do that though?
Are you asking me because you don't know the answer?
Yeah, because I don't know the answer.
Or are you asking me? I think because they allow. They allow. I'm trying to formulate this in my head.
The main ties to have their grunt work done without.
Because.
But that's kind of just say there's only really one point. I thought it'd be a lot more deeper than this, and there'd be many.
So did I. This is kind of a stingy topic, to be honest. I didn't think this through very well. You know, maybe if I had some help thinking of topics, we'd be able to get this done more easily.
Me?
Yeah, from you.
We have loads of topics.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
We have like 5.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
Okay, let's not turn this into this. No, what are you gonna do now? We've kind of just said everything about the bounty hunters and why they're important.
We kind of had.
Yeah.
We should probably wrap up the podcast then.
All right.
If we did go off topic,
I thought this was gonna be so much more interesting than the bounty hunters.
I know, because I thought we'd be geeking out over bounty hunters for like half an hour.
Yeah. But there's nothing to really say about them being really important.
I do apologise for you guys having to listen to this kind of bump. The problem is we've been used to doing like analytical breakdowns for like the last 11 episodes.
Yeah.
And we've suddenly had to do like an in-depth topic, and we're just kind of like panicking a bit. It's like, oh, hold on a second, what are we doing? We need to get into the flow of this better.
Yeah, we do.
Because we kind of had to like relearn everything.
whenever we talk about anything, it's just not about Star Wars, is it?
Yeah. If we didn't go off topic, our podcast would be like half an hour.
No,
Yeah.
but this is nothing going in Star Wars. It's not our fault. It's not our fault. There's nothing going on in Star Wars.
I think once all the TV shows start kicking off, it'll be awesome.
Yeah.
And then we'll have like cool stuff to talk about. Because that probably wraps up today's episode then. Do you have any last words, Joe?
Really hoping the bounty hunter thing was going to go on for longer and be more interesting.
So was I. We won't have a podcast next week because we're recording a separate one that will be coming out sometime later. So we'll see you guys again in 2 weeks.
We're having a guest.
Yes, so we're recording.
That's good.
So we're recording a podcast with a guest next week, and then sometime soon, when we've got like a month, like 4 guest podcasts, we're gonna reach like a month of guests, and I'm gonna feature them on my Productions channel.
Pretty sure you said there were going to be guests for like every single week.
The plan was to do that in January, and it just kind of failed. So yeah. So see you next week, guys. Be sure to subscribe on whatever platform you're listening to us on. Follow us on Instagram at ITRHQ Productions. Be sure to follow my YouTube channel. So follow us on Instagram at ITRHQ. Be sure to follow my YouTube channel, ITRHQ Productions. See you next week. May the force be with you.
May the force be with you.